If you guys are looking to buy or sell any of your coins on FIFA 23 Ultimate Team, go ahead and check out u4gm.com for a reliable spot to do so using code ELYTE, ELYYT, for 5% off your order. When I say hero pack, you guys probably think of the huge market crash created by EA when they dropped a hero guaranteed pack into the store for 25,000 coins, which was an insane day on Ultimate Team, and I didn't even get to take part in it because I was working. But this time, I'm not gonna miss it. There is going to be, most likely, there's no full confirmation, but everything points to a hero SBC dropping today with that exact same pack, a guaranteed hero card. Now, it's going to be untradeable, almost guaranteed, but that's still going to have a big effect on the market today. And I'm going to show you guys the investments that I've made for this because we're going to see a lot of movement on the market, especially with these SBC fodder cards. I went in on a certain rating that I think is going to do the best. That doesn't mean it's for sure going to be the best rating to go in. It's what I have kind of an instinct feeling on, but there's a tons of different SBC cards in terms of fodder that you can go in on today, and we're gonna hop right in to that. Now, if you guys have been enjoying the trading videos here on YouTube, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would greatly appreciate that. So first things first, the transfer list reveal, and we're starting to already sell some of these Muniers, which I have bought dozens of. Now, I've got some of those 87s, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I bought so many of these Munier cards. Now, am I going to make a ton of profit on them? No, but I did get them all for 13,000 coins or less. As you can see, every single time I'm switching a player here, it's 13,000 coins or less because today he dropped down to 13,000 coins again. And in the last couple of days, he's been going between 14K and 16K and then back down to 14K. In fact, if you take a look at his graph, I have him on my footbin tracker and I have kept track of his card over the course of the last couple of days. You'll see that his card just continues to go up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up favorites. I'm going to click on Munier. And right now he's going for about 14,250 coins. But you can see on, the first day, he hit a bottom at 14K. He actually spiked all the way up to like 19K. That was the first night. But then the second night, he dropped all the way back down to 14K again and then spiked up to almost 16. And so I saw him do that again today, and he got all the way down to 13,000 coins. So I said, why not? Let's go for it. Let's see if he can hit 15,000 coins again. And unfortunately, he gets up to like 14.5, and then he kind of stops. So he might not hit 15 today, but considering I got every single one of these Munier cards for 13,000 coins or less, even if I sold those cards for 14.5 thousand coins, I would still make 750 coins per card on average, maybe a little bit more on cards that I got for less than 13,000 coins. So it's still a good investment. Hopefully it can go up another 500 coins or 1,000 coins because since we have 50 plus of these cards and counting, I'm probably going to want every single coin in terms of that because if you times it by 50, 250 coins, well, times 50, that adds up. And that becomes a lot more profit than what I would have made beforehand. It's not just one card. So every single 250 coins matters here, both going up and going down. I've got to be careful because I don't want to get to 6 p.m. content and then drop something big. The good news is, we're probably not going to see too much tradable content today. Now, there could be a surprise. Maybe they drop something into promo packs that gets people's attention. Maybe they drop a daily SBC that gives people a tradable pack that ends up getting a lot of more supply on the market. But we shouldn't expect too much until Tuesday, which is when UEFA marquee matchups will return. So in terms of an investment, and the reason I bought so many of these Rulebreaker cards is because it's just safe coins. And even if it's not a huge play, it's not a huge transfer, I'm not making 500,000 coins, That does add up, and I'll take a quick 100,000 coins if that's what I end up making. Or I'll take a quick 40K if that's what I end up making. So that's the plan there. In terms of SBC fodder, I've been looking at the prices of different gold cards, and I've been looking at the fodder from last week when the icon SBC came out. So last week in SBCs, they dropped an icon SBC, which was a maximum of an 86 rated icon. And all of this SBC fodder started to really rise. Sure, we've been seeing some decent player SBCs, but nothing in comparison to what we saw in terms of movement when that icon SBC dropped, because a lot of people went out and did that. I think even more people will do the hero SBC. I think heroes are easier to link into squads this year than icons. Icon chemistry is a little bit nerfed this year, I guess you could say. And then on top of that, hero cards just have all the hype, especially after that mistake that happened a couple weeks ago in the game. Now, there's a really easy way to check on the prices of player ratings that are SBC fodder. And SBC fodder is just the cheapest cards of a certain rating. And that's when you go to FUTBin and then you go to the SBC logo and then you scroll down and you click cheapest players by rating. I know you couldn't see all of that, but that is how you find it. And you can scroll down and you can see the cheapest players of each rating. So the cheapest 84s right now are going for 2.2K. The cheapest 85s are 9.4K. So when it comes to those ratings, I would say stay away from the 85s. I would go either 84s here or much higher rated, because 84s at 2.2K, you're not risking a ton. I don't know if the return on investment is going to be huge on these cards. I do also know that these are probably the most invested because of their price in comparison to the 85s, but because there's such a gap between 84 and 85 rated, I'd stay away from 85. And 86 doesn't look that tempting either, because if you look at these cards for about 15,000 coins, you're only spending another 3,500 coins to get 87 rated, which is why I went with 87. And if they do end up making a requirement of an 87 rated squad or even an 85 rated squad, plus you need a couple of 87s in the squad, you're going to see a spike in price on some of these guys like Fabinho, Moeller, Alexander-Arnold, Lloris, the list goes on. There's a few of them. And then you've got a jump to 26K at 88 rated, which I do not dislike. I think those would work too. And then the jump becomes even more extreme when you go to 89 rated, which is Jan Oblak for 35K. And you've got a few for 35K here. Now you can tell that there's already a decent amount of SBC fodder, even at 89 rated, just because when we're looking at these prices, there's 5 of them at 35K. That's no coincidence. It's not like just normally on the market, just due to demand, it's a coincidence that these cards are all 35K. No, it's because of SBCs that already exist in the game. So that's why we see those prices right there. And in fact, Toni Kroos at 41,000 coins is not a ton more than the cheapest gold card. So once they start requiring informs for SBCs, that could be a card that really goes up quickly because, one, it's a Team of the Week requirement, plus it goes out of packs, all that. That could be a really good investment, long-term especially. This Toni Kroos should work out. But you just don't know when EA are going to really start requiring informs a lot for SBCs. Then we go up to 46K for 90 rated, and I think you're going too far if you're going 90 rated investments. I think you should stick in the range of 84 to 80, 88 probably. And as I said, I don't really like 85s or 86s a ton as investments. I think you could probably get away with 86. I don't see the 85s moving too much just because it would be a lot smarter for people to go with an 86 and an 84 rather than two 85s, if that makes any sense for an SBC. So in terms of SBC fodder, we're looking pretty solid. I think it's safe investments today. And on top of that, it's a Monday. And this is the Monday that they dropped the Icon SBC last week. So it makes sense that they're going to drop this SBC today with the hero cards. And with that being said, there should be a lot of movement with the SBC fodder. But now let's talk about what are the hero cards going to do in reaction to this hero SBC. Now, a lot of people might think they're going to crash hard like they did when the FUT Heroes pack came out in the store. It's not going to see anything close to those levels of market crash and then recovery, but there will be some panic. And with these FUT Hero cards, we're going to see a drop in price because of people just anticipating a drop. Not even because these cards are hitting the market per se, because they will be untradeable out of the packs, but some people will sell in preparation for that. It will cause a drop. So sometime around, an hour before this drops and then the hour following the SBC, we should see some sort of panic on these cards. And you've got people that are, one, selling their cards in anticipation of packing them and then not packing them and then buying them back. You've also got, kind of the psychological effect of people looking at these hero cards more now, people looking at the cards they want to pack and then not getting them and then going out and finally buying them just because it's on their mind. So we will see a nice little panic, drop, and then recovery, and it will be an opportunity to pick up those cards. Now, you've got some on the higher range of the prices like Guvu. You've got some really cheap guys like Campos and Al Jabir, and Carrera's not too expensive. So there's a ton of options depending on your budget, which is great. And we can actually take a look at the cheapest hero cards. We'll use FUTBin again, not sponsored by them. I should be with how much I use their website, but it's an absolutely great website, and it really makes trading a lot easier. So we'll go ahead and pull up the cheapest and most expensive hero cards, and we'll kind of take a look at them. You got Janola, we've got Yaya Torre, the two over 1 million coins, and we could definitely see a drop in recovery on them, but you also got to worry a little bit more about tax, because 5% tax of a card that's 200K, that's 100,000 coins in terms of tax, which is quite a bit of tax on that card. But when we're looking at some of the cheaper guys, you get down to 60K for Youngberg and Gomez, and then the cheapest one on the market is Al Jabir. Lars Ricken. Campos got a little bit hyped up because of MLS, so he actually went from about 18,000 coins, who was the cheapest one, and now he rose all the way up to like 50K. He's back down to 30. So just because he does get links with these MLS guys that are still a little bit relevant, especially with the Insigne SBC still in squad building challenges, this card, it could see a drop really quickly. A lot of people will probably pack this guy, and then he should see maybe a little bit of a recovery. But you just got to know he is probably on his way down overall. But given the fact that there's so many people that have been buying and selling him recently, and there's so many of these Jorge Campos in people's clubs, and you know that because he went from 18K to 50K the other day, that there's still a lot of cards still left to sell for Jorge Campos. So there's a lot of supply that could hit the market just in panic for him. So I'd keep my eye on him, or anybody in MLS for that matter, maybe even Clint Dempsey or Landon Donovan. And then you've got the EPL guys who may be a little bit hyped up right now because there's so many EPL cards in Rulebreaker's Team 2. So that's definitely something to consider on which cards will rebound more, which ones will fit people's teams the best. And just make sure you're keeping an eye on these prices, because there is going to be an opportunity to buy them, but the opportunity to sell might not last a terribly long time, because what we've been seeing for a lot of these cards is it's sharp spikes and sharp drops, and then they settle. And if you wait till they settle at both ends of the spectrum, you're not going to be making a lot of coins. I'll pull up our graphs again, and I'll show you, like for even the Mounier card that we saw, I mean, it is, when they rise very sharp, and then they drop very sharp. This card went up all the way to nearly 19,000 coins, and then within the hour, it dropped 2,000 coins. And that might not sound like a lot, but for a card that's only 19,000 coins, that's over 10% of its price in less than an hour. 10% is a big percent. Like if a card rose 10% in an hour, you'd make a lot of coins on that card. So that is a pretty sharp drop, and it continued over the course of a couple hours. So you can see how sharp the rises and how sharp the drops are for these cards. So that's kind of what it's going to look like, except for it's probably going to be over the course of like 2 hours instead of 6, which is kind of what it looks like here. It's going to be very quick in terms of its rise and drop. So you've got to be on the market at 6 p.m. UK today, and you've got to be looking at these heroes in anticipation for a market crash, and then a recovery. So a couple more of the Meuniers are selling. That is absolutely awesome. You can see how the lazy buyer method is working for our Meunier. We've already sold 6 of them, which is great because I got them for 13K, selling them for 15.5 on average, which means that I'm making nearly 2,000 coins per card, at least 1.5K per card. And that's really, really solid, especially given the fact that he's not going for nearly that quite yet. He's going for about 14,250. That's what he's been sitting at for a while. You can definitely sell for 14.5, which is an okay profit, but it's nothing too crazy. But I'm glad he's continuing to sell to lazy buyers, and I don't really have to rush to sell him because I know there's not going to be a ton of supply coming from SBCs or coming from hopefully the store today. Kind of got to hope that they're not going to drop 100Ks today, which would be a weird time to do so, but you really just do not know what EA are going to do this year. They could drop a tradable FUT Heroes pack at any given moment and screw all of your investments. So you got to be careful when it comes to content time. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video on Rulebreaker's investments, FUT Heroes, new SBC, and SBC fodder investing. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that thumbs up for me. It helps the video do better, and subscribe to the channel if you're new to make sure you don't miss any new FIFA 23 content on the channel. The secret word of the day, if you made it to the end of the video, make sure to comment this word down below. The secret word will be Trent Alexander-Arnold, or TAA. If your comment includes TAA, I will make sure to heart it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching it to the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.